My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art painter, and I'm coming to you from my art studio to talk to you a little bit about inspirations and messages that have helped me in my career and my personal life, and I hope that they can also help you. This one is about, here, let me see it here. I got it in my... Okay, so if you stop analyzing, I've done, first of all, I've done a lot of videos on stop analyzing and just jump in, right? Start doing action. And I've heard from some people that have seen some of my videos say, tell me, I stopped analyzing, right? I jumped in, but I'm still not creating I'm not achieving the goals that I want, right? So this is the next component. The first one is to get you out of your chair, right? To get you out of your thinking mode, your thinking cap, and get you to action, okay? So let's say now you're doing action, right? You're hitting it with all you can. Okay, I'm getting up early. I'm going to go paint, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to go talk to these people, or whatever. If you're an art collector, maybe you went from, I don't know what artist to buy. I'm not sure. I'm confused. Blah blah. To, you know what? The next art fair, I'm going there. I'm going to start doing some action, right? So let's say that you started doing some action, and you still can't get yourself to achieving the goals that you want. Well, there's a critical component after the action. If you truly want to achieve your goals, the action alone is going to take you there. It's just it might take you longer because you have to make some mistakes, right? But there's a critical component after action that you have to do, and this is follow through. It's part of it. Many people, what we tend to do, I know I used to do this a lot, was, oh, okay, time to take action. All right, well, I'm going to get out of thinking, out of analyzing, paralyzing, writing my notes all the time. Sometimes that's all I did all day, write notes. Imagine how crazy is that, Certainly you want to write notes. Certainly it's part of it. You want the vision, but you gotta at some point get out of that. And the sooner you get out of that, the better it's going to be for you. Notes are great, but I would tell you spend, 10% on your notes and 90% on action. And I would even dare to say 5% on notes. Don't spend too much time on notes. They're important, yes, but sometimes it feels good. It feels good to the little boy inside. It feels good, oh yes, my vision, my things. But you never get to jump in. It's like saying I'm going to go to the gym or whatever and then look at this is what an artist would probably do. Look at the equipment and then sketch it. And then think about it. And where's the shadow? I know I'm taking it far here, but you just got to go and do it. And it's certainly the same thing with your career, with your art career, right? So what many people do is that they start taking action, but what happens? It's already a good thing. You stepped away from the thinking, the paralyzing to action. Certainly a good thing. You're already way ahead of everyone else if you're taking action. So don't even feel bad about yourself. But if you're not achieving the goals, it's because you're not doing organized actions. You're not consistent, persistent. You're not following through. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you say I'm going to paint every day, right? Or I'm going to start painting. I'm not going to start, I'm going to stop thinking about it or talking about it. I'm going to start writing about it. I'm going to start painting. So you get up one day and you get your canvases, and let's say you do plein air paintings. You go out to the, to the landscape. And you do it one day and you're like, wow, that was great, whatever. The next day goes by, you don't do it. And then the next day goes by, you don't do it. And then you remember like 7 days later, kind of like some of us who are bad at exercising, 7 days you remember and you're like, oh, I think it's time to go paint. By the time you go paint again, you pretty much, you're starting from scratch, It's like blowing off exercise for a month and then going back only to get sore. Right? It's the same thing. You're not persistent. And if you're not persistent, you're not going to achieve the goal. You're not, you want to be this professional artist, or you want to be seen by this gallery, but you only go knock on the door once. They're like, oh, well, they say they don't have time to talk to me. Who cares? Go again. Go the next day. The person, by the sheer, just by seeing your commitment is going to think maybe this is a good asset to have around. Maybe this guy or girl is responsible. I mean, look how many times he or she has come to ask me to view the work. Maybe the person's got something. Maybe you'll stumble into that person. Maybe the first gallery owner didn't do that, but who knows? Maybe after the 10th time or the 20th time that you ask them, they're gonna say, you know what? I like your persistence. I'm going to refer you to someone else. That's how things happen. Anyone who tells you, go and see, and if it's not the thing, then don't push it. That's go into a different career. I don't know. Being an artist, it's being a salesperson. And if you haven't gotten that yet, then you're missing something. You're missing something big. And being a salesperson, I mean, we have all these wrong things about being a salesperson. You're pushy, you're this or that. No, it means that you are going and getting what's yours. That's all it means. You're going and of course, a salesperson. That's not the definition of a salesperson. It's helping others, of course. But as a salesperson, the way you act is you go with boldness to go take care of you and your family, or if you don't have family, to take care of you so that you can continue painting. If no more income is coming in, then you can't go buy more materials and continue painting. It's a cycle. You have to be able to sell so that you can get more. I'll have more videos about that later. But anyways, you have to be able to just go and do it, and you have to do it persistently. If you can't follow through, that's why you're having problems. That's why you're having this challenge. Okay, I'm taking actions, but it feels like I'm in a hamster wheel. I'm just going around, like we say in Spanish, a dog trying to catch his tail, right? Chasing his tail. I think that saying in English too. It's because you're not following through. You're doing it every now and then, or you're doing it mediocrely. You kind of do it when you feel like it. Well, I'm taking action, but it's only when you feel like it. What musician will ever get good at picking up the guitar and saying, well, I feel like playing today, and 7 days later, maybe I feel like playing today. You're never gonna get good that way. The ones that get good are the ones that pick it up an hour a day at least, and the ones that become the next thing or whatever are the ones that pick it up 7 hours a day, 10 hours a day, whatever that is. Okay, I'm done with my rant here. Anyways, the next action is follow through. Okay, it's part of the action, but you just gotta follow through. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist, and thank you so much for watching.